Welcome to a new episode of the Subpar Podcast.
I'm
The
Cody,
sixth one.
And this is
And
Sean.
I'm Sean Campbell.
And this is our sixth
Yeah, I just said
installment
episode.
What's the difference?
There isn't more one in this
Then
case.
why did you correct me?
Just because I had already said it was the sixth
I'm just
one, and I
kidding.
said it's the sixth episode.
I'm just kidding. We've got
You're not.
a
You
lot
hate
of
me.
exciting...
You hate this. I don't know why you're here.
What? Now we have to restart it. No, I'm kidding. We're doing something. We're trying to switch it up. Keep it fresh. We're using one mic.
Yeah, we
this
hope
is
it sounds better. We
exciting.
notice in pretty much all of them where we both have our mics going, you can hear at least one of our voices picked up in like the other person's mic, and it sounds really fucking weird. So,
Yep.
we're trying a one mic setup. You might be able to hear me a little more clearly than you hear Sean, but hopefully we both sound good enough. We're both picked up well enough. Might not have a whole hell of a lot to talk about this week.
We got a little bit. We're just gonna bullshit.
I'm not gonna provide any excuses this time, like I have like the last few times. Like, oh, I was busy. I won't be busy next week. I was busy again this week. Don't worry, I won't be busy next week. Yeah, no, I'm sick of fucking saying that bullshit.
Well, here's the good thing. I'm not going to be as busy because I'm quitting my job to do this full time. Could you imagine?
You'd be fucked.
I would be fucked. But I am quitting my job. I put in my notice.
Okay.
And,
yeah, what's the unexpected thing that happened? Break it all down, step by step.
Here's what happened. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I put in my notice at work, and I said I'm going to be leaving at the end of January, which is a whole, it was 4.5 week notice. I gave them a big notice because I want to work a little bit. My lease is up in February, and I might be moving to Lafayette. I might not be. Who knows now? See, I was dead set on quitting my job. My lease would be up at the end of February, and then I was just going to move down to Lafayette and live with my brother and help him build up this business that he started. It's just a lawn care business. It's nothing crazy. But a dream of my older brother Ian's is he's always wanted to work with all of his brothers, and there's 4 of us total, and we just wanted to start a business, flip houses, do this and that. So they just started doing lawn care, and then we were going to build that up and then hire college students or whoever wants to work there, whatever, and then have them kind of do it, and then since we live in a capitalistic society, take that money and then build other stuff with, do other stuff with it. Pretty shitty, but no, not really. I mean, we'd have a lot of overhead and stuff. You know how it goes, America. But anyway, so that was the plan. We're gonna do all that and build up this company. But, so my friend and I both applied at the steel mill. And moments after I told them that I was going to quit and I drove off, I checked my email, and I have a test next Tuesday.
That's the unexpected thing
yeah.
that happened? Oh.
I was like, yeah, I'm moving to Lafayette.
That big of a deal.
I know, it's not that big of a deal, but I mean,
that's not really...
I might not be moving away.
Right.
Cody, my friend.
Well, you might not have been anyway.
No, I was dead set on it.
Oh,
if I don't get a job at the mill, I'm probably gonna move there.
See, I think I would actually like it if you moved to Lafayette.
Why?
I mean, it's not that crazy of a drive for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's longer than from my house to Valparaiso, that's for sure. But it's not bad. It's pretty much a straight shot. You take 421/43 the entire way, and I don't know. Lafayette's not that bad. I actually hate driving in Lafayette, but I like Lafayette.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least
Lafayette
near the
at all.
university.
Oh yeah,
That's really bad.
And that does suck. I'll give you that. But dude, Lafayette is basically just a bigger Valpo. I realized. I went down there and I spent a couple days with my brothers, and my younger brother Grant has a house down there, and there's an extra room, and my rent would be all my bills together would only be $200-something a month, so it'd be really cheap, but I'd be making less money mowing lawns and stuff for this new company that, started last year. So, I don't know.
But you applied to work at a
steel mill. Yeah, ArcelorMittal.
You're probably not going to be any happier there.
Well, it's pretty easy work.
Yeah.
I see Snapchats.
But you were hyped on this job before you started
here's the thing. They start out at like 20-something an hour.
Yeah.
So I'd be making a lot more money. And I'll be honest with you, dude. I was kind of worried about Emmy Simpson because they started to give me a bunch of responsibility, and they were getting me to the point where I was going to go out and do my own projects, and I was kind of scared about that. Like, honestly, I was like running from it. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this. Like, everything was awesome with Emmy Simpson until they wanted me to like start doing my own shit, and I was like, man, I don't want the responsibility. Like, I'm like nervous about it. I don't know. It's pretty lame. Because I'm all about like, oh yeah, do what makes you uncomfortable until you're comfortable doing it. Like that, I'm that kind of guy. Like, oh, I'm timid about this, but I'm going to push myself. But with this, I was like, I just don't. I don't want to push myself. But it was that, and it really started when I got back from Minnesota. I spent a whole month there. And I kind of just thought like, dude, I'm putting so much of my life into this job. You know what I mean? And what's different from the mill and Emmy Simpson is the mill, you'll work like 7 12s in a row, and then you'll have like 5 days off. Like, I would totally just work my nuts off and then have like a week off. Like, that'd be sweet. You could do so much more shit. Like, cause right now I just have like Saturday and Sunday off. Typically, I mean, sometimes I work Saturdays if I'm working out of town. But I don't know. I think it'll be better. I'll be making more money. And I'll have like a whole big long stretch of days off to where me and you could like go on a fucking road trip, or me and Wes could like do a bunch of cool shit. So I don't know. I think it'll be better. I'm gonna try it. I have a friend who works at the mill, and he's the only reason I applied. So I may not be moving to Lafayette. I may be making more money. I may have some more free time. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with that. But that was the big news, and I totally didn't expect it. I just didn't expect it. I was like, I'm moving to Lafayette. This is it. An hour later, I checked my email. Maybe I'm not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was kind of crazy. But
that's pretty cool.
So that's cool. That. But as far as Emmy Simpson goes, yeah.
You're done?
I'm done there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm going to miss it a little bit, but it is what it is. It's time to move on. So, yeah. Any big life things with you?
No.
No? I wasn't. No. That wasn't a joke. I was.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referencing, I can't talk about, certain friendships or relationships or whatever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Right.
No way. I just meant any, I don't know, big things,
Nothing.
Really?
I've got nothing.
That's okay.
I'm just waiting to hear on whether I'm going to Japan. But, yeah.
Okay. That's right. Yeah. We'll see. That'll be big.
Yeah. If I go, that'll be very big. The longest I've ever been that far away from home was just about 2 months when I went to South Korea when I was 15.
Oh, yeah.
So, 2 months compared to a year, and not even a full 2 months, that's a very big difference.
That's
I
a
remember,
long time when you're that age, though.
That's true. I had a bit of a breakdown when I was there.
I would have, too.
Yeah. For a long time, I was fine, and then I remember... this is kind of weird, but it was the perfect time for it because I was taking a shower and I just started crying.
Oh,
and
man.
I was just like, oh my god, I really miss home. And
that was the sole reason you're like, I just miss home.
Yeah, I miss my friends and I miss being in the United States, and but after that, after I cried and got it all out, I was from that point on I really wanted to go home, but I didn't have any more, I didn't get depressed or break down again or anything.
Just kind of got it out.
Yeah, I got out of my system, but yeah, I forget how far into it was. It was pretty far into it. I think I only had a few more weeks left. So
that is pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever spent that long of a time away. Or I take that back. I went to Florida one time, but I think it was only for like a month and a half. And my grandparents were there, and my cousin was there. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah.
But we originally planned to go there for like a week and a half to 2 weeks. My grandma she used to own a house in Melbourne, Florida. Anyway, my grandpa got kind of sick when we were down there. So he had like to go to the doctor, and he was like didn't want to, because we drove. He like we didn't ride at a plane. Yeah. So he was like, I'm not gonna drive you guys back like with how I feel. And I think I was like 16, maybe 17 at the time. Doesn't matter because I didn't get my license until I was 19. So yeah, I wasn't gonna fucking drive. But anyway, yeah. So that was like kind of hard for me at 17, and I had my family. And I was like,
and you were in your native land.
And I was in America, right? Yeah, another big thing.
You weren't like 1,500 miles away,
right,
from home, or however far it was for me.
That's wild, but that's exciting, man.
More than 1,500. 1,500's like still within the United States.
I have no
in any
clue.
direction. 15,000 might be
feet.
More.
I'm kidding. Feet.
Anyway.
That wouldn't be that far. Anyway, just kidding. That's cool though. Hopefully, you hear back from that, because I'm excited for you to. Even if you go, that's gonna be exciting, because I'm definitely gonna come visit you.
Yeah,
in Japan. Like,
I'm pumped on that.
Was since I was young, wanted to.
You
go
can
to
stay
Japan,
longer than a week. You can stay 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe by that time I'll like be quitting the mill. Like it's not for me, man. And I'll just quit and go to Japan. We'll see what happens. It's just not for me.
I fucking hate this job.
I'm putting all my time into it. That's how I am with every job I've ever had, ever.
I know. It's all the same.
It is. Wes like told me the other day, he's like, I don't think you should work there. I was like, why? He's like, it's gonna be the same, dude. He's like, if you're not doing what you want to do, you're gonna hate it. And I was like, but I'll be making more money though. But money, you know, it's bad. Fuck money, and it's fucking pull on me. Damn it, and bills too. Fuck them. Jobs.
Real talk.
Real talk. Hashtag. Anyway, so
is that all your life stuff?
I mean, that's the big one, is my job, you know, obviously, and, you know, some shit with me and Drew, but I won't talk about that on the podcast. You know what I mean? Why would I do that? No. Anyway, yeah, Drew's my girlfriend. She's hot. Love you, baby. She's not going to watch this. Nobody is. Anyway, so what's been new with you?
All right, well,
then, any exciting
since
things?
we started in the reverse order of what I wanted to start in, I'll go ahead and work backwards.
Oh, shit.
And start with, no, it's fine.
I figured segue into it smoothly.
Yeah, that's...
With you saying I'm not going to make another excuse with no time. Go on.
Anyway, I saw Hannibal Buress do stand-up comedy in Chicago last night at the Lyric Opera Theater, I believe
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, well, it's an opera theater. So
Do they
not
have
surprised.
bands there?
They have all sorts of I guess I mean, originally it was really an opera house.
Well, I've been to like some,
but
I don't know about.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know, in more modern times or whatever, they've had all sorts of different acts and stuff there. So yeah,
well, they've had bands then. Yeah.
For sure. Well, and he had musical guests with him.
Oh, that's right.
He had two, technically three, sort of.
Oh, really?
One was a DJ, but the first one, who I had never heard of, was called Cold Specs, and it was this female vocalist, and she had two other musicians with her who were just playing, you know, instruments that she couldn't play herself.
Okay.
She was okay. Didn't really do anything that wowed me. I think her last song, if I remember, was actually pretty good, but the rest of them were just all right.
What genre?
R&B.
Compare it to? Oh, okay.
R&B, yeah. And then Thundercat came on.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. And he played Tokyo.
Nice.
That was one of the last songs he played, and it was great. And he really took his time with it too, because with almost every song he played, like, he would play the song normally, and then he would have this like this really fucking long like jazz breakdown. Essentially, it was really cool. And then he would go back to it. But with this one, not only did he do that, but he re-sang some parts slowly so that everyone could hear exactly what the lyrics were, and because I guess these are things that he really actually did the first time he went to Tokyo. So, like, you know the lyric where he says, try to get someone pregnant, it was premeditated, but it wasn't her fault, I'm just kind of psychotic.
I didn't know of those lyrics.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
And he slowed them down.
Yeah, he's like, he just played it really slowly and sang really slowly. And he said, yeah, that really happened. And then he also sang, and this made me laugh really fucking hard. But he sang the Goku fucking ruined me line like really slowly, and then like he did it again. He's like, now everyone sing with me on this next time around. And he's like, all the Dragon Ball Z fans out there sing this with me. So I mean, we all sang along. It was pretty cool. And yeah, he was great. That's cool. Like I've said before, not really on the podcast, that album, it's all right. Like it didn't really wow me. That's Drunk that I'm referring to. His 2017 release, Drunk.
Drunk, is that the one with Tokyo on it?
That is Tokyo on it. Yeah, the album's all right. It did make it on my honorable mention list for my music recommendations for this year, but
yeah, I saw that list.
It has some good tracks, and Tokyo is one of them. And yeah, I mean, just watching him play is great. He's definitely, I mean, people have said it, but now that I've seen it live, I truly believe that he's one of the greatest bass players of all time.
Really?
Or at least of our day and age.
Okay.
Because he's just fucking going wild.
Really?
Shredding on that thing. It was insane. And and then after Thundercat, well, actually before Thundercat, in between Cold Specs and Thundercat, did you see my Snapchat story?
I saw
the guy from Get Out.
Yeah, that's right.
He came out and did a little bit of stand-up, and he was funny.
The comic relief guy, the airport security guy.
Airport security. Yeah. He was funny. It was really weird because like you could kind of tell that he wasn't really officially like supposed to come out and do anything. I mean, he wasn't on the billing. The DJ was on the billing.
Oh.
Cold Specs was, Thundercat and Hannibal, but he wasn't. He just came out and he like said some stuff, and then he was the shortest part of the entire show. So I don't know if he was
how long
really
was
supposed
it? His bit.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Whoa. Yeah,
he was just barely out there.
Hanging out, and Hannibal was like, fucking do it, go
on. Hannibal was backstage, and he introduced him, gave him a really proper introduction. But yeah, he came out, and he had like probably some alcohol, I don't know, something in a red cup with him, and he set it down, and he started talking about different shit, and yeah, it was pretty cool. He was funny.
Huh.
Not as funny as Hannibal, but funny. Yeah.
Do you think it's weird to see celebrities like in the flesh? Do you still
get
like weird?
When I was younger, it would like blow my mind like to see a celebrity in person. But now it's just like, they're just people.
I still get weirded out. Not like weirded out, but just like it's kind of weird. It is. It just is. Yeah. You know the band Listener?
Yeah.
Okay. What is this? Dan Smith is his name.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw Listener one time. And when I saw him, I was like, it was weird. It was so fucking weird. And I told him it was weird. I was like, this is weird. You talked to him? Yeah. I got pictures. He took pictures, selfies with my phone. Because I was like, he was like, you want a picture with you and your girlfriend? I went with Drew. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was taking a bunch of pictures, and they were all of him. And when he's like, you want to see him? And then he was going through them, they were all him. And I was like, all right. That's funny. I saved them. I still have them. Just because it's so funny. And he was like laughing really hard taking them, and I was like, what the hell? But I told him, I was like, this is just weird. I was like, I've watched so many YouTube videos and like all of your shit on YouTube, and it's just fucking weird seeing you. I told him that.
What did he say?
I don't really remember. He was probably like, it's weird seeing you too, but it was just weird. I don't know. It's
That's
still like
cool.
that.
I didn't know you actually talked to him.
And yeah. Well, it was at the Beat Kitchen. I'm pretty sure that's where the show's at. So it's a smaller venue.
Then that makes sense.
They don't have like a back room to go into or anything.
I will be right back. Sean's going to have to carry this for like a minute.
I'll take care of it. I'm just kidding. What are you doing? Are you getting milk?
No, I'm just rinsing this out so that the milk doesn't just like dry at the bottom of the glass.
Really?
Yeah, and then it becomes really difficult to wash out.
Yeah, that's why I soak my dishes.
Yeah.
And Drew hates me for it.
I like to soak my dishes too.
What else do you like to soak?
My ass.
Me too. Just kidding.
Alright, so
back to the conversation.
Yeah, Hannibal was fucking hilarious. That was definitely, and I've seen comedy shows before. Like I somewhat recently saw Tim and Eric live in Chicago, and that was really funny. Of course, it's a different thing. It's a very different experience. You can't really compare them, except that they're both comedy shows. But Hannibal's show, like, I was laughing almost from beginning to end, like, nonstop, really fucking hard.
Huh.
It was really funny. He had a lot of good jokes. I don't want to try to replicate any of them because I'll ruin them.
Right.
But
so was this like a tour that he's doing? Is he gonna?
I don't know.
Recorded? Is he gonna have like a stand-up?
I think it was recorded because like this was like presented at least in part by Pitchfork.
Okay.
You know, the music reviewing site,
Mm-hmm.
and it was definitely recorded because they had 2 giant monitors, and on the screens were Hannibal or like whoever was on stage at the time. Like they recorded the entire thing when Cold Specs was on, when the guy from Get Out was on, when Thundercat played, and then Hannibal. Yeah.
I figured.
So they might edit it and then release it online, and you'll also be able to see it. Okay, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
All right. I figured it would only be Hannibal's bit.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they record it all, but like if they would, I don't know.
They might release it in chunks.
That's what I was gonna say.
But yeah, the whole thing was really good. I had a really great time. Really glad I was able to see him live. And it's funny because it was the first time I've gone to a live show of any kind and spent money on it without like knowing in my mind and in my heart that I'm a huge fan.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was kind of unsure because I was like, yeah, I like Hannibal on Eric Andre, and I've seen a little bit of Broad City, which is a Comedy Central show. It's actually really good, but I've only seen a few episodes.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's good. I recommend it, even though like I've only seen a few episodes.
Broad City.
Okay. And I've seen him in some other things, and like every time I see him, I've liked him, but I'd never seen him do stand up or anything, so I didn't know if he was any good at it.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I was kind of iffy on the whole thing, and then also Thundercat. Like I'd only listened to a little bit of Drunk. Well, I mean I've listened to all of Drunk, but it was kind of lukewarm on it. You know?
Right, like you said.
So I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like this, but no, I had a good time.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, dude.
Yeah,
that's cool. So yeah, since our last podcast, I've played 0 video games.
Yeah,
I've been like doing nothing. I've kind of just been like taking a lot of pictures and playing a lot of guitar and trying to hang out with people, and I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's weird. Like with winter and you're like cooped up inside. And I feel like I just need to be doing things. You know what I mean? Which is weird because it's like
gaming
video games
season.
should be. Yeah, video games is winter. You know, you're inside, might as well play them. But it's like I feel like I need to be doing stuff. And it's weird because in summer I'll play a fuck ton of video games. Like I just will. I don't know. It's weird. I've been like kind of in a weird mood the past couple of weeks. With my job mostly and stuff, but I'm getting that figured out obviously. So I mean, what all have you been playing?
I played very little of Splatoon 2, so I can't say anything about that. But I've been playing the hell out of Pokemon Ultra Sun.
Okay.
And that's after playing Pokemon Moon. And one of the things I was concerned about, one of the reasons I didn't, pre-order it or buy it myself, I got it as a Christmas present, as you know.
Right.
Was that I pretty much knew and had heard from people who had already played it that it was more or less the same as Moon and Sun, the original versions, just with some extra stuff and some story changes and stuff like that. And yeah, it is. But there is a huge section at the end, like post-game stuff, like after you beat the Elite Four and all that shit, that pretty much wipes away all the complaints that I had while playing Ultra Sun this time around. Where on Facebook I was posting about how I wish they just didn't have the story because it's not interesting and it takes up most of the time. The cutscene, there's so many cutscenes and they're always so long, and it was just irritating and it just wasn't interesting. But for me, I know like if this was someone's first Pokemon game or if this was like a kid playing and they hadn't played the old Pokemon games, they probably wouldn't get the same like experience that I did.
Oh yeah.
But it was just really cool because what it is, spoilers.
Go ahead, I'm not gonna play it.
Is I meant for the non-existent viewers.
Oh, okay. Oh, we gotta think about
right. That. So, after the game ends, have you played Sun and Moon?
I own them both.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they were the last ones you played, or if it was X and Y.
They're the last ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the midnight release.
Right. Okay. So the whole like Aether Foundation stuff. I don't know if you remember that, but that was the foundation. Like all the people who work there dress in all white. Everything's white there, and they're the ones who are investigating like the Ultra Beasts or whatever, like that exist in a different dimension. There were wormholes and shit.
I definitely remember. Yep.
Once the game ends, that place, that whole like building, the foundation gets taken over by Team Rocket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
HQ.
Yeah. And not only that, but they bring along like all the baddies from like all the old games. So like from Giovanni's the head of Team Rocket.
Okay, right. So he's in it.
Yeah, they have the heads of like Team Magma and Team Aqua from Ruby and Sapphire.
Right, that's my favorite gen.
They've got They've got the guy from Diamond and Pearl. I can't remember his name.
I didn't play those two.
I did.
I did not play that gen.
They've got Lysander, who was the bad guy in X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the Team Plasma guy, who was the bad guy in Black and White.
Okay.
And so just going through, and plus the way it was structured, like the way to get to Giovanni was you had to go through different, like sort of, I don't know, trials, different things. And there were different rooms where you either had a puzzle you had to solve, or you had a bunch of Team Rocket grunts you had to fight. And then at the end of it, you would fight either like the Team Magma guy, the Team Aqua guy, all these different guys. And there was one set of rooms in particular that just like, I don't know, I felt like a kid again, because there's some gym in the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, where in order to get to the gym leader, you have to figure out which like warp points on the floor are gonna warp you to the right area.
These are the original?
In the original.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and like there's either like arrows on the floor that will automatically spin you in one direction, or it's just icy or something. I can't remember.
I can't either.
But there were rooms like that in this, and I was like, wow, this is like exactly from the first gen. And so I don't know, stuff like that. I just had a really good time, and it was really cool, like fighting all the bad guys from the previous games, and it was cool fighting Giovanni, and he even sort of hinted at the fact that he's already battled like a really strong, kid Pokemon trainer before. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
And yeah, I don't know. That was really good. And because of how good that was, like I don't know, I was having such a good time playing that I didn't really care that I had to pretty much watch a movie to get to that point.
You
really
said
interesting
at one point that something was like the worst experience you've ever had in a video game.
Yes.
Facebooked that, or you posted on Facebook.
And that is true, and that still stands. But you don't ever have to do it again once you do it once, and I'm never going to do it again, even though the opportunity to do it is there. It just sucks that it's there, and it sucks that in order to get certain rare Pokemon, you have to do it. And what it is, more spoilers, toward the end of the game, the story actually changed quite a bit from the original. So, I mean, I guess if you were into the story, that's cool for you people, whatever. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying
no.
Anyone.
I get it. Yeah.
But you get to ride one of the legendary Pokemon, like depending on your version, either Soul Galio or Lunala, through a wormhole to find and battle a new Ultra Beast Pokemon that's like new to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Okay.
And it's really, really, really awkward and terrible because you use like the gyroscope that's built into the 3DS to do it. And on top of that, at least for me, because in Sun they have you ride on Lunala. Like the wingspan of that motherfucker and everything, and like the size of the wormhole, it really seems like you're pretty much taking up the entire space. And you have to dodge like these balls of electricity, because if you hit too many, they'll knock you out and you have to do it all over again, while also trying to hit these balls of energy because they're going to keep you going.
Okay.
And then either hitting or dodging little wormholes.
Oh, okay.
Because the little wormholes will either take you to your destination to fight the Ultra Beast that you're trying to get to, or they'll take you to a completely different world where you have the potential to, you have the potential and opportunity to capture a rare Pokemon.
Okay.
Like, they had the silhouettes of the original 3 legendary birds, Zapdos, Articuno.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So, yeah, that's kind of cool. The only catch is you have to go through hell to get to that point. And it's so hard to know whether you're hitting something or not hitting something. Like, it's really hard to explain without actually showing you. Maybe I'll show you once we get done with the podcast.
Sure, yeah.
But, like, Lunala was so big in that wormhole that there were times when I was sure I was going to fly into a wormhole I didn't want to fly into, and then I didn't. Or that I was going to hit a ball of electricity and then I didn't, and vice versa, where I was sure I dodged something and then I hit it. And it's a nightmare.
Damn.
And the controls are just so unresponsive. Like, I could be in the center of the wormhole and then want to go, like, to the bottom left and then, like, tilt my console, my 3DS, in the direction that I think will take it to the bottom left. And then Lunala will just stay there for a second. And then, like, holding it like that, you can hardly see the screen without turning your fucking head. And then eventually Lunala will go down there. But, like, it's not immediate. It's not like just using the analog stick or whatever.
That sounds like trash. Any type of motion gaming, I think is trash.
Yes, I hate motion controls.
If I worked for Nintendo and I was a bigwig, I'd say no more motion.
But luckily, that section really doesn't last that long, depending on how hard it is for you. I accidentally went into a few wormholes, and it was really frustrating.
Yeah. Before
I finally got to the one that I needed to go to.
Did you catch any of the birds then, or?
No, because I didn't go into any of the special wormholes. I went to normie ass ones.
The normie ass ones.
Yeah. But
that word.
But yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't say overall that the game's worth a full price purchase if you've already gotten Sun and Moon. But if you haven't, then get this one. It has way better post game content than the original. And if you haven't experienced the story, then you won't be as frustrated with it as I was probably. I don't know.
So is it like pretty much the same thing? You gotta.
Pretty much the same thing. The story is significantly different, though.
So there's still, like... There's no gyms, obviously, but...
Yeah, the structure is the same. You're in the same region.
You started brand new with level 5 Pokemon,
yeah.
New starter. They're the same starters, then?
Same starters.
Okay.
I chose a different one
this
time.
That's what I figured. You should. Right, yeah.
So, and I have Ultra Sun, and I had Moon, so now I have both the different legendaries.
Okay.
So.
Hell yeah, dude. That's good. I mean, I'm glad it turned out to be an okay play.
Yeah, it's okay. If not for that sweet post-game content, I would have been really frustrated and disappointed.
Yeah.
But it's that good. It was that good for me anyway. And I know a lot of it's nostalgia. It doesn't necessarily make it a really good experience, but I don't care. For me, it was really good.
I'm all about nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
And I know most people are, It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. You heard anything new about the Switch Pokemon game? Apparently there have been a few leaks about that.
There are rumors that it's getting made in Unreal Engine 4.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear anything about that.
In one of the latest editions of the No, they talked about how, like, one of the developers from Nintendo or a third-party developer who often works with Nintendo, like, they've made side Pokemon games, like, not part of the main series, but, like, I don't know, Mystery Dungeon or whatever. I don't know if they're the ones who have made the Mystery Dungeon game specifically, but, stuff like that. They talked to one of those guys or something, and they had a picture of him sitting in front of his computer monitors. Okay. And on one of them was a really high-resolution picture of Pikachu, and somehow people were able to figure out that was rendered in Unreal Engine 4.
No shit.
Yeah.
What an eye.
So people are speculating that it might be made in Unreal Engine 4, but the one thing that's kind of holding that theory back is the fact that this isn't Game Freak or Nintendo that we're talking about. This is some other developer. So maybe not.
I don't see it happening, but
it could.
See.
Shigeru Miyamoto did somewhat recently, like a few months ago, in an interview, he said that the developers at Nintendo have mastered Unreal Engine 4.
Okay.
So if they've mastered it, why not use it?
Right. And the Switch can support it too.
Yeah.
So maybe we're looking at the first Unreal Engine Pokemon game.
Yeah, the first, I think, Unreal Engine Nintendo game.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Not the first non-Nintendo developed engine Nintendo game, but maybe the first Unreal Engine Nintendo game.
Huh.
But yeah, that'd be interesting. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they just use the engine that they use for Zelda. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not either. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset at all.
Or the Mario Odyssey engine. Might be the same engine as the Zelda engine. I don't know.
They look semi-similar.
Yeah.
In terms of graphics. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of excited about it, dude. I heard that the battle system may change up, but I also heard that's from like a source that's unreliable as all shit. So they said it was going to be kind of like a rock, paper, scissors, attack, defend type deal. It's like block, attack, or some kind of third thing where it's like you could like just get trumped over and over, you know. I mean, and that doesn't seem likely that they'd do something like that.
I hope not.
I mean, either, dude. That sounds like dog shit. But I don't know. We'll see.
Fuck.
I heard that either the end of 2018 or early 2019
is when they're looking to release it.
Trying to release it.
I don't think it'll come out in 2018.
You don't?
No.
You think we would have heard something by now if it was? Because we're stepping into 2018 right now.
Yeah, I think we would have gotten some kind of teaser. Right now, it seems like they're in the really early stages of development. So
I heard they were like translating everything too. Like the whole script for the game's been written and they're translating it to English right now.
That'd be surprising if that's true.
So that's what I heard from a reliable source, and I can't remember what the video was that.
Because that leads me to believe that they're further along in development than I originally thought. Yeah. Yeah. So we could see a late 2018 release.
That'd be sweet. I would like that because I'm like kind of ready for another Pokemon game, but
Me too. I really want the next
Sun and Moon.
No.
I just don't.
If you can somehow find a really cheap copy of it, which I mean, it's going to be impossible to find a cheap copy, but if you could, then I would recommend it, especially for the late game, the post game content. But
okay, the channel was Game X Plain.
Okay, like yeah, Game Explain. I've seen
Plain.
Yeah, I've seen their videos
released,
before.
Like rumors and details that are possibly emerging and leaks, and then they name a bunch from a reliable source.
We might have to watch that. Which is
also we'll watch it afterwards. That has like also said leaks that came out to be true, and then they say a bunch of them that are from unreliable sources that seem unlikely. Which the battle system was one of those.
Okay.
So I don't think we have to worry about that. But another leak that I heard, and it's kind of upsetting to me, and this is from a channel called EDAMAME Arcade Channel, like Edamame. I don't know.
Yeah, MAME is an arcade cabinet emulator, sort of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Edamame, whatever it was, and they talked to the remake producer behind Final Fantasy VII. And they were asking him a couple questions, and a lot of them were like, whatever. It was just like, do these two games worlds intertwine? And like stuff that I didn't really give a shit about.
What two worlds?
Like Final Fantasy VII's world and Final Fantasy X. Are they in the same universe?
Oh, okay.
And the guy said yes, actually. Because there's something to do with Shinra. Shinra's obviously in Final Fantasy VII, the corporation behind, all that shit. And then there's I think a summon and Final Fantasy X named Shinra that could have been named after that company. So he said maybe it could be.
Oh,
it could be
he didn't say definitively yes.
No, he did, because he had like signs that were yes and no, and he held up yes, and he said they could be.
Oh,
but I guess he said that they could be related, the names, but I don't know. He said yes, but anyway, one of the things they asked him is if Final Fantasy will ever go back to turn-based, and he instantly no. So we're looking at a lot of Final Fantasy 15. Like,
to be fair, they in their less popular RPGs, they still do turn-based, like Bravely Default.
Yeah, Bravely Default. Square Enix is
shit.
doing Octopath Traveler. I get it, but he said specifically Final Fantasy VII, and a lot of people were pissed, and a lot of people were obviously the good old argument, move on, it's dated, but I like it, man. It's the traditional.
It might be fun. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
they might change it up in Final Fantasy VII.
How is Final Fantasy 15 been going for you? I know you.
I haven't played much of it.
Yeah, are you still you still like it?
I'm still I still like it.
Okay.
I haven't progressed past the part I last talked about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cuz I got Splatoon 2 and Pokemon, and I've been going to town on Pokemon, and once I've had my fill of Pokemon, I'm going to probably go to Splatoon 2, even though Final Fantasy 15's been sitting around for a while.
Yeah.
And then once I've had my fill of Splatoon 2, I'll go back to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I was just curious if you came to like.
The problem was I was starting to play that, and then I got Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice at the same time, and Hellblade is a way better game, and it's fucking amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, I played that, and then Final Fantasy 15 just kind of got left on the wayside.
Okay.
But
no big deal.
I'm liking it so far.
Okay. I still think that you're gonna dislike. I don't know. We'll see. Not a big deal. But yeah, Final Fantasy, no more turn-based. He said like straight up, no more. So that's that. But there's a lot of other games to play. I'm not complaining. It sucks. I would like.
Maybe they'll make another Chrono game.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But that'll never fucking happen.
No.
That would be insane.
The last one was like on PS2, right?
PS1.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
There was Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo and then Chrono Cross on PS1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the last one.
I thought there was a newer one.
I think, I don't know, I may have heard some kind of rumor or something how they copyrighted like a name, like Chrono something. I like,
but it's not related.
But it's not. No. Like they did, and they were like thinking about doing something with it or something.
Oh,
like it's still copyrighted. They still have the rights to it. So who knows? It was just something I stumbled upon like years and years ago. So if they were like gonna do it, they'd be fucking doing it. But yeah, that'd be sweet. But other shit to look forward to next month. Lost Sphere comes out, so I'll get my RPG fill in. Turn-based, but that was something I wanted to bring up to you.
Yep.
So yeah.
Anything else? Are we all done?
You want to bring up Black Mirror, perhaps?
Oh
yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about that? Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's why I keep notes, because I would have forgotten too.
Yep. Yes. Today, Black Mirror season 4 came out.
Today?
Yeah, it was today.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was yesterday.
No, I told you that.
Well, in one ear out the other, dude.
Oh, all right. Yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
today's the 30th. The 29th is when it premiered.
Okay, not a big deal.
My bad.
But no, fuck it. Yeah. Go on. Have you watched
I haven't seen any of it yet.
Okay.
No. I wanted to. I was gonna stay up late the night before last, the night that it technically was going to be released, like around midnight or whatever they decided to release it. But I didn't, because I had plans yesterday to go to Chicago early and then go see Hannibal Buress and all this stuff. And I didn't get to watch anything last night because I stayed the night in Chicago, and I was in a hotel room with two people that, I'm not terribly familiar with. So...
Oh, you guys all split one room?
Yeah.
Did you have to sleep on the floor or anything?
No, there were two beds, two twin-size beds.
Oh, so and it was him and his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, right on.
So, and then today I've been doing this shit. I came back to Michigan City and, took a shower and then we set all this shit up and got some food and now we're doing this. So I haven't been able to watch any of it. But in honor of the release of season 4 of Black Mirror, I figured I'd talk about one or two of my favorite episodes of the show.
Okay.
And should I start with my most favorite or my second most favorite?
Second most.
All right, second most favorite is the last episode of season 3, which is this investigation into who is hacking these robotic bees to... Bees, yeah, because I guess bees, like in real life, bees are pretty much going extinct.
Right.
And so in this episode of Black Mirror, bees are even more extinct, maybe completely extinct.
Right.
I don't know. So they replaced them with robotic ones, and they pretty much do everything that real bees do. But the problem is that they're hackable, and someone hacks them and turns them into killing machines, and they go around and kill. And it's I don't know. It's insane how many people die in this episode.
Shit.
And the story is told throughout this court proceeding where one of the investigators, the detectives on the case, comes in and tells her side of the story of everything that happened. And I don't know, it's just...
So it doesn't actually show any of what has happened?
No, it shows everything that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows everything. But every now and then it goes back to the courtroom. And
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Well, that sounds cool.
Like a flashback sort of thing.
I'll watch that one tonight maybe.
Okay.
When I get back home.
All right. Or we can watch it together.
Well, we got a long queue of watching shit.
I know.
We
got all night.
Pokemon. Yeah, I better start writing this shit down. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah. So
that one's really good.
That one sounds cool.
And it was actually kind of a surprise because season 3 is my least favorite season out of all of them so far. And it's funny because it's the first Netflix original season of the show. Because originally it was a BBC show, and then Netflix picked it up. That's right.
And so the fourth...
But it's also the longest season. Because the first 2 seasons are only 3 episodes apiece.
Right. That's why, yeah. There's only
But the third is 6, I think.
13
I think it's
episodes total in the 3 seasons or something like that?
Something. Yeah, there's one extra Christmas special episode.
Oh, okay.
So that would make it 13. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I just pulled a number out of my ass. Early teens.
You're right.
Or whatever.
I think you're right, yeah.
Well, fuck it. Who cares?
But my favorite episode is episode 2 of season 1.
And which one is that?
That's where society has become ultra consumeristic, and there are pretty much only 2 levels of society, as far as your
typical civilian.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the specific word. I can't think of it, but anyway, you're either a low-level peon who spends his or her or what have you's entire life on a treadmill, making money by...
Wait, it's on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the workout bike.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Generating energy.
Generating
or
electricity
whatever.
And watching ads and shit. And TV shows. And or you're a celebrity who does something for entertainment. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 2 spots in society you can be, and most people are on the workout bikes, doing shit. And in this episode, our main protagonist meets this girl who's also doing the workout bike thing, and I don't know, they get to know each other, they like each other, they kind of fall in love, and then eventually there's this talent show that comes up, and they have tryouts once a year or whatever. I don't know how often they actually do it, but he has a ton of credits, a ton of this universe's currency. I'm just gonna say credits. that he saved up from like doing, you know, the treadmill, the workout bike stuff for however long he's been doing it, and like not spending it on bullshit like a lot of people do.
Yeah, like
that
you have an avatar and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And he gifted all of it to her so that she could make it onto the show. And she gets on the show, and they like her, like the judges like her, but they pretty much all but force her to do sex work, to like do pornography. Which she doesn't want to do, but they gave her something to drink before she went out, like to talk to them or whatever, or to perform, and it had like some kind of drug in it that influenced her decision making skills. And so she agrees to do it, and you know, she's not happy, and like he's like our guy's like really fucked up about it, and so he works really fucking hard and saves up enough credits so that he can get on the show. And he goes out there and puts on like this really cool performance, really well done. And then at the end of it, he reveals that he's been hiding like this shard of like huge, sharp, pointy shard of glass, and he threatens to kill himself with it unless they listen to the speech that he wants to give. So he gives his speech, and you know, it pretty much is just destroys like all the problems that they have in their current society, how everything like is insane with like the consumerism and all this shit. And they convince him to just become another celebrity. Right. Where he pretty much just gives that same speech over and over again with the glass held to his own throat. And it's like streamed online or whatever, like for all the treadmill guys to watch. And then, you know, once he's done giving the speech, you know, he puts the knife away, puts the cameras away or whatever, and just like lives in this really nice place.
Really nice, yeah, compared to his old one that is
and
basically
it's just,
a jail cell.
Despite my really, really poor explanation, it's just one of the most perfectly written things I've ever seen. And
I love that episode too.
Yeah.
I haven't watched all of them. Obviously, I didn't know the bees one, but that one was a good one. And it almost was scary how fucked up it is when you watch it, and you're like, man, that's super fucked. You know what I mean? Like, people live like that, but if you think about it, we kind of do. We go to work each day, and we come home and we
it's
look
just
at fucking
a
screen.
slightly exaggerated, well,
in
some ways, a highly exaggerated version of what we currently have.
And then when that guy tried to change it all, he kind of just went with it and gave up and fucking sold out himself.
And I knew it was going to go one of those two ways. Either he was going to kill himself, and that was going to be it, and he would like go down as a martyr, and maybe he would, you know, actually affect some kind of change.
Something, yeah.
Or he would be pulled into the bourgeoisie society, and that's exactly what happened. And I was happy with either ending, and they went with that one. I was like, it makes perfect sense because he's a fucking human. He's a human being.
Yeah. They have needs.
The temptation, you know, like how he would have to be, you know, Jesus Christ or something to resist that.
Right.
I don't know.
From the way he was living, riding a bike all day, trying to collect enough credits to get a minute of time to maybe change his life. Yeah, it's fucked. But yeah, that was the biggest thing that I took from it is how relatable that is to like my current life. You know what I mean? Like I grind my life away and give away all my time to make credits that I put in a bank because I might need them later. You know, who knows? Time is valuable. And that's all I have to say is time is fucking valuable. It is. Yeah. So yeah, don't fucking spend your whole life riding a bike or working in the mill.
Yeah.
I got a test on Tuesday for the mill. Ride the bikes. No. We'll see.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Black Mirror, it's very good. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite TV shows, even though season 3 is not nearly as good as the first 2 seasons.
Well, we'll see how season 4 is.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll finish it up and then I'll get on season 4 and watch it. See what's going on.
Or really, you can just watch the last episode of season 3 and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I think I am on season 3 because I've watched. I don't know.
I think you are because
I'd say about 6 episodes.
You have seen either the 2nd or 3rd episode of season 2 because I know you saw the one because I was there for part of it with the woman whose husband gets in a car accident and dies, and so she
Yeah,
orders
that
a
one's
replacement
fucked up.
of him. Yeah.
That one stood out to me, and then the one with like the archived memories almost, where you can go back and replay.
Yeah.
From your own point of view,
Right?
like
Because everything you see is recorded through your eyes.
Your memories are like pretty much archived within yourself, or however. Yeah, that one stood out too. So it's a good show. I like it. I just didn't keep up with it for whatever reason. It's hard for me to invest into shows. Like,
and it's funny because this is the perfect show for someone who's non-committal. Because it's not one big story. They're all individual self-contained stories.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll get back into it. I think I just I have to be in a mood for that.
Yeah.
Because when I watch stuff like that, it kind of makes me, it's like eye-opening. And it's like, fuck, we're fucked up. Like, humans are fucked. And I have to be in the mood to like feel like that. I don't know. If I feel like that too much, it's like destructive. So I kind of have to just like take little nibbles at it. Or else I'll fucking do something wild. Watch out.
We'll go on a talent show and threaten to kill yourself if no one listens to you.
We got nothing to lose. Except for 10,000 credits. I'm just kidding. Alright, yeah. Well, that's a wrap, man.
Alright.
It's good catching up.
Yeah.
As always. I'll try to do more shit instead of just quit my job for the next one. I'll be soaking up the media. But yeah.
I'll try to play more games as well.
Oh, you're good. All right. Farewell. Thanks for watching, if you did.